Set down. Set down your honorable load. If honor may be shrouded in a hearse, whilst I awhile obsequiously lament the untimely fall of virtuous Lancaster. Poor key-cold figure of a holy king, pale ashes of the house of Lancaster, thou bloodless remnant of that royal blood, be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, to thy slaughtered son, stabbed by the selfsame hand that made these holes. Lo, in these windows that let forth thy life, I pour the helpless balm of my poor eyes. Oh, cursed be the hand that made these holes! Cursed the heart that had the heart to do it! Cursed the blood that let this blood from hence more direful hath betide that hated wretch, that makes us wretched by the death of thee than I can wish to wolves, to spiders, toads, or any creeping venom thing that lives. If ever he have child, abortive be it, prodigious and untimely brought to light, whose ugly and unnatural aspect may fright the hopeful mother at the view, and that be heir to his unhappiness. If ever he have wife, let her be made more miserable by the death of him than I am made by my young lord. And thee, come now, towards Chertsey with your holy load, taken from Paul's to be interred there. And still, as you are weary of this weight, rest you whiles I lament King Henry's corpse.
Stay, you that bear the corse, and set it down.
What black magician conjures up this fiend to stop devoted charitable deeds?
Villains, set down the corse, or by St. Paul I'll make a course of him that disobeys.
My lord, stand back and let the body pass.
Unmannered dog, stand thou when I command. Advance thy halberd higher than my breast, or by St. Paul I'll strike thee to my foot, and spurn upon thee, beggar, for thy boldness.
What? Do you tremble? Are you all afraid? Alas, I blame you not, for you are mortal, and mortal eyes cannot endure the devil. Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell! Thou hadst but power over his mortal body, his soul thou canst not have, therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, for charity be not so cursed.
Foul devil, for God's sake hence and trouble us not, for thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deep exclaims. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries. Oh, gentlemen, see! See dead Henry's wounds open their congealed mouths and bleed afresh. Blush. Blush, thou lump of foul deformity, for 'tis thy presence that exhales this blood from cold and empty veins where no blood dwells. Thy deeds, inhuman and unnatural, provokes this deluge most unnatural. Oh God, which this blood makes, revenge his death! Oh earth, which this blood drinks to revenge his death. Either heaven with lightning strike the murderer dead, or earth gape open wide and eat him quick, as thou dost swallow up this good king's blood, which his hell-governed arm hath butchered.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings for curses.
Villain, thou know'st nor law of God nor man, no beast so fierce but know some touch of pity.
Yet I know none, and therefore am no beast.
Oh, wonderful when devils tell the truth.
More wonderful when angels are so angry. Vouchsafe divine perfection of a woman, of these supposed crimes to give me leave, by circumstance but to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe diffused infection of a man, of these known evils but to give me leave by circumstance to curse thy cursed self.
Fairer than tongue can name thee. Let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Fouler than heart can think thee. Thou canst make no excuse current but to hang thyself.
By such despair I should accuse myself.
And by despairing shalt thou stand excused for doing worthy vengeance on thyself, that didst unworthy slaughter upon others.
Say that I slew them not.
Then say they were not slain, but dead they are, and devilish slave by thee.
I did not kill your husband.
Why, then he is alive.
Nay, he is dead, but slain by Edward's hand.
In thy foul throat thou liest. Queen Margaret saw thy murderous falchion smoking in his blood, the which thou once didst bend against her breast, but that thy brothers beat aside the point.
I was provoked by her slanderous tongue that laid their guilt upon my guiltless shoulders.
Thou wast provoked by thy bloody mind that never dreamst on aught but butcheries. Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye, yea.
Dost grant me, hedgehog? Then God grant me too, thou mayst be damned for that wicked deed. Oh, he was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The better for the King of heaven that hath him.
He is in heaven where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me that hoped to send him thither, for he was fitter for that place than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place else, if you will hear me name it.
Some dungeon.
Your bedchamber.
Ill rest betide the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, till I lie with you.
I hope so.
I know so. But gentle Lady Anne, let us leave this keen encounter of our wits and fall something into a slower method. Is not the causer of these timeless deaths, these Plantagenets, Henry and Edward, as blameful as the executioner?
Thou wast the cause in most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect. Your beauty that did haunt me in my sleep, to undertake the death of all the world that I might live 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
If I thought that, I'd tell thee, homicide, these nails should rend that beauty from my cheeks.
These eyes could not endure that beauty's racks. You should not blemish it if I stood by. As all the world is cheered by the sun, so I by that. It is my day, my life.
Black night o'ershade thy day, and death thy life.
Curse not thyself, fair creature, thou art both.
I would I were to be revenged on thee.
It is a quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on him that loveth thee.
It is a quarrel just and reasonable to be revenged on him that killed my husband.
He that bereft thee, lady, of thy husband did it to help thee to a better husband.
His better doth not breathe upon the earth.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Name him.
Plantagenet,
Why, that was he.
the self-safe name, but one of better nature.
Where is he?
Here. Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake.
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fouler toad. Out of my sight! Thou dost infect mine eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine.
Would they were basilisks to strike thee dead.
I would they were, that I might die at once. For now they kill me with a living death. Those eyes of thine from mine have drawn salt tears, shamed their aspects with store of childish drops. These eyes which never shed a remorseful tear. No, when my father York and Edward wept to hear the piteous moan that Rutland made when black-faced Clifford shook his sword at him. Nor when thy warlike father, like a child, told the sad story of my father's death, and 20 times made pause to stop and weep, that all the standers-by had wet their cheeks like trees bedashed with rain. In that sad time my manly eyes did scorn an humble tear, and what sorrows they could thence not, and what these sorrows could thence not exhale, thy beauty hath, and made them blind with weeping. I never sued to friend nor enemy. My tongue could never learn sweet smoothing word. Now thy beauty is proposed to my feet. My proud heart sues and prompts my tongue to speak. Teach not thy lips such scorn, for it was made for kissing, lady, not for such contempt. If thy revengeful heart cannot forgive, Lo here, I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, which if thou please to hide in this true breast, and let forth the soul that adoreth thee, I lay it naked to the deadly stroke, and humbly beg the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatch, 'twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, December. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
That was in thy rage. Speak it again, and even with the word, this hand, which for thy love did kill thy love, shall for thy love kill a far truer love. To both their deaths shalt thou be accessory.
I would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my tongue.
I fear me both are false.
There never was a man true.
Well, put up your sword.
Say then my peace is made.
That shalt thou know hereafter.
But shall I live in hope?
All men I hope live so.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take is not to give.
How my ring encompasseth thy finger, even so thy breast encloseth my poor heart. Wear both of them, for both of them are thine. And if thy poor devoted servant may but beg one favor at the gracious hand, thou dost confirm his happiness forever.
What is it?
That it may please you to leave these sad designs to him that hath most cause to be a mourner, and presently repair to Crosby Place, where, after I have solemnly interred this noble king, and wet his grave with my repentant tears, I will with all expedient duty see you. For divers unknown reasons I beseech you, grant me this boon.
With all my heart, and much it joys me too, to see you are become so penitent.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
Was ever woman in this humor wooed? Was ever woman in this humor won? I'll have her, but I will not keep her long. What I that killed her husband and his father, to take her in her heart's extremest hate, curses in her mouth, tears in her eyes, the bleeding witness of her hatred by, and yet to win her, all the world to nothing. Hath she forgot already that young prince, Edward, her lord, whom I some 3 months since stabbed in my angry mood at Tewkesbury? A sweeter and lovelier gentleman, framed in the prodigality of nature, young, valiant, wise, and no doubt right royal. The spacious world cannot again afford. And will she yet debase her eyes on me, that cropped the golden prime of this sweet prince, and made her widow to a woeful bed? On me, whose all not equals Edward's moiety? My dukedom to a beggarly denier, I do mistake my person all this while. Upon my life she finds, although I cannot, myself to be a marvelous and proper man. I'll be at charges for a looking glass, and entertain a score or two of tailors to study fashions to adorn my body. Since I am crept in favor with myself, I will maintain it at some little cost. But first, I'll turn yon fellow in his grave, and then return, lamenting, to my love. Shine out, fair sun, till I have bought a glass, that I may see my shadow as I pass.
Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, much might the man deserve of me that would right her!
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
Man, do it.
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Isn't that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as even as possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that I says not love you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest, I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest that I love you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell!
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone though I am here. There is no love left in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the eyes of a villain that hath slandered, scorned, and dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What bear her in hand until they come to take hands with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor? Oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace!
Hear me, sweet Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony, a goodly Count Comfort. Oh God, that I were a man for his sake. Or that any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use my love some other way than by swearing it.
Think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Peace, here comes my sister reading. Stand aside. Why should this a desert be? Or is it unpeopled? No. Tongues all hang on every tree. Some that shall civil saying show, some how brief the life of man runs his erring pilgrimage, that the stretching of a span buckles in his sum of age, some of violated vows twixt the souls of friend and friend upon the fairest boughs, or at every sentence end will I, Rosalinda, write, teaching all that read to know the quintessence of every sprite. Heaven would in a little show, therefore heaven nature charged, that one body should be filled with all graces wide enlarged. Nature presently distilled Helen's cheek, not her heart, Cleopatra's majesty, Atalanta's better part, sad Lucretia's modesty, thus Rosalind of many faces, eyes, and heart was devised, to have the touchest, dearest prize. Heaven would these gifts she should have, and I to live and die her slave.
Almost gentle Jupiter! What tedious homily of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people?
How now, back, friends? Go off a little, go with him, sirrah.
Come, shepherd, let us make an honorable retreat, though not with bag and baggage yet with skirt and skirt.
Didst thou hear these verses?
Oh yes, I've heard them all, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses would bear.
'Tis no matter, the feet may bear the verses.
Aye, but the feet were lame and could not bear themselves without the verse, and therefore stood lamely in the verse.
But didst thou not hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon these trees?
I was 7 out of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came, for look here what I found on a palm tree. I was never so berhymed since Pythagoras' time, when I was an Irish rat, which I hardly remember.
Throw you who have done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain you once wore about his neck. Change you color?
I prithee who?
Oh Lord, Lord, it is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed so that earthquakes may encounter.
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
Nay, I prithee now, with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again, wonderful. And after all of that, all out whooping.
Good my complexion, dost thou think though I'm comparison like a man that I've doublet and hose in my disposition? 1 inch of the lay more is a south sea of discovery. I prithee, tell me who it is, quickly and speak apace. I would thou couldst stammer that thou mightst pour this concealed man out of thy mouth, as the wine comes out of a narrow-mouthed bottle, not too much, or none at all. I prithee, take thy cork out of thy mouth, that I may drink thy tidings.
So that you may put a man in your belly. Is he of God's making?
Is his head worth a hat, or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
So God will send more if the man is thankful. Let me stay the growth of his beard if thou delay not the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando who tripped up the wrestler's heels, and your heart both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak sad brow and true maid.
Aye, faith, cuz 'tis he.
Orlando?
Orlando!
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou saw him? What said he? How looked he? Wherein went he? Where remained he? Where did he part with thee? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's mouth, for it's a word too great for any age of this size.
But does he know that I am in this forest in man's apparel?
It is as easy to count atomies as to resolve the propositions of a lover, but take a taste in my finding him. Relish in good observance. I found him dropped under a tree like an acorn.
It might as well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There he lay, stretched along like a wounded knight.
It would be such a pity to see such a sight. It well becomes the ground.
Valhalla to thy tongue, I prithee. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without burden. Thou bringst me out of tune.
Do you not know I am a woman when I think I must speak? Sweet, say on.
Bring me out. Soft, here he comes not.
'Tis he! Slink by and note him.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished to die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that the patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death? The undiscovered country from whose born no traveler returns, puzzles the will. And makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. And thus conscience does make cowards of us all, The native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now. The fair Ophelia. Nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor for this many say?
I humbly thank you. Well? Well? Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to relive. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. And with them, words of so sweet breath has made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. To the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor. Givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord,
Are you fair?
what means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your beauty should admit no discourse to your honesty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. For beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than honesty can translate beauty to his likeness. This will sometime a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord. You made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish in it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest, yet I could accuse me of such things, and were better yet my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should fellows as I do, huh? Crawling between heaven and earth, we are arrant knaves, all believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him. Let me play the fool only in his own house. Farewell.
Help him, you sweet heaven!
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague as thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. Those that are married but one shall live. Bid thee to a nunnery. Farewell.
Heavenly powers, restore him!
I know of your paintings. God hath given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, you lisp, you make your wantonness your ignorance. I'll have no more on it. It hath made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriage. Those that are married but one shall live, the rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go, farewell.
What a noble mind is here o'erthrown. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars. I, time, sword. The expectancy and rose of the fair state. The glass fashion, the mold of form. The observed of all observers. Quite down. And I, ladies, most deject and wretched. Symphonious music vows, like sweet bells jingle, out of time and harsh form and stature of lone youth, blasted with ecstasy. Woe is me to have seen what I have seen. See what I see. How goes it now?
He looks gentler than he did. He says he will return incontinent and hath commanded me to go to bed. And bade me to dismiss you. Dismiss me. It was his bidding. Therefore, good Amelia, give me my nightly wearing and adieu. We must not now displease him.
I would you had never seen him.
So would not I. My love doth so approve him that even his stubbornness, his checks, his frowns, prithee unpin me, have grace and favor in them.
I laid those sheets you bade me on the bed.
Was one. Good faith, how foolish are our minds. If I do die before thee, prithee shroud me in one of these same sheets.
Come, you talk.
My mother had a maid called Barbary. She was in love. And he she loved proved mad, and did forsake her. She had a song of willow. An old thing 'twas, but it expressed her fortune, and she died singing it. The song tonight will not go from my mind. I have much to do but to go hang my head all at one side and sing it like poor Barbary. Prithee dispatch.
Shall I go fetch your nightgown?
No. Unpin me here. This Lodovico is a proper man.
A very handsome man.
He speaks well.
I know a lady in Venice would have walked barefoot to Palestine for a touch of his nether lip.
Our poor soul sad sighing by a sycamore tree. Sing all green willow, her head on her bosom, her head on her knee. Sing willow, willow, willow. The fresh streams ran by her and murmured her bones. Sing willow, willow, willow. Her salt tears fell from her, soft and stone. Lay by these. Sing willow, willow. Pretty Ivy, he'll come and on. Sing all the green willow must be my garland. Let nobody blame him. Scold I Nay, that's not next. Arcusa knocks! It's the wind. I call my love false love. What said he then? Sing willow, willow, willow. If I court more women, you'll couch with more men. So get me gone. Mine eyes do itch, of Theppa weeping. 'Tis neither here nor there. I've heard it said so. Oh, these men! These men! Dost thou, unconscious saint, tell me, Amelia, that there be women who do abuse their husbands in such gross kind? There be some such, no question. Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world? Why, would not you? No, by this heavenly light. Nor I neither, by this heavenly light. Might as well do it in the dark. Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world? The world's a huge thing. It's a great price for a small vice. In troth, I think thou wouldst not. In troth, I think I should, and undo it when I had done it. Mary, I would not do such a thing for a joint ring, not for measures of lawn, nor gowns, petticoats, nor caps, nor any petty exhibition, but for the whole world. Who would not make her husband a cuckold to make him a monarch? I should venture purgatory for it. Beshrew me if I were to do such a deed for the whole world. Why? The wrong is but a wrong in the world, and having the world for your labor, 'tis a wrong in your own world, and you might quickly make it right. I do not think there is any such woman. Yes, a dozen, and as many to the vantage as would store the world they played for. But I do think it is their husbands' fault if wives do fall. Say that they slack their duties, and pour our treasures into foreign laps, or else break out in peevish jealousies, throwing restraint upon us, or say they strike us, or scant our former having in despite. Why, we have galls, and though we have some grace, yet have we some revenge. Let husbands know their wives have sense like them. They see and smell and have their palates both for sweet and sour as husbands have. What is it that they do when they change us for others? Is it sport? I think it is. And does affection breed it? I think it does. Is frailty that thus errs? It is so too. And have not we affections, desires for sport and frailty, as men have? Then let them use us well, else let them know the ills we do, their ills instruct us so. Good night. Good night. God, me such uses send, not to pick bad from bad, but by bad mend.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfect report that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with, Hail, King that shalt be. This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that thou wouldst holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from thy golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings? The king comes here tonight. Thou art mad to say it! Is not thy master with him, who would have such informed for preparation?
So please you, it's true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had more than would make up my message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood! Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my women's breast, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall me in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorance present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall some that morrow see. Where face my fame is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye. Your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you will put this night's great business into my dispatch, which to all our nights and days to come gives solely sovereign sway, masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequences and catch with surcease success. But that this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our own poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First as I'm his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so great in his office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe, striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick at the side of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would now be worn in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not wait upon I would like the poor cat in the attic.
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
We should fail.
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory. The warder of the brain shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbic only. When in swinish sleep their drenched nature lies as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers? Who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy adopted meadow should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy 2 of his own chamber, and used their very daggers, that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs in clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mark the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
And they're here, and will her with some spirit when she comes. Say that she rail by, and I'll tell her plain she sings as sweetly as a nightingale. And say that she frown, I'll say she looks as clear as morning roses newly washed with dew. If she be mute and will not speak a word, then I'll commend her volubility and say she uttereth piercing eloquence. If she bid me pack, then I'll give thanks as though she bid me stay by her a week. If she deny to wed, I shall crave the day where I shall ask the banns and when be married. But here she comes in. And now, Petruchio, speak. Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name I hear.
Well, have you heard but something hard of hearing? They call me Catherine that you talk of me.
You lie! In faith, for you are called plain Kate, bonny Kate, sometimes Kate the Cursed, but Kate. Prettiest Kate in Christendom. Kate of Kate's Hall! My super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kate's. Take this of me, Kate, of my consolation. Hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtue spoke of and thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs. Myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
In good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first you were immovable.
Why, what's immovable?
Adjoin stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if me you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should be. Should buzz.
Well ta'en, and like a buzzard.
Oh, for a slung-eared turtle shall a buzzard take thee.
Aye, for a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Come, come, you wasp, if faith you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does hide his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate. I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
Where I'll cuff you if you strike me again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman, and if no gentleman, why then no arms.
Herald Kate, put me in thy books.
What is your crest, a coxcomb?
Cock, so Kate will be my hen.
No cock of mine, you crow to like a craven.
Nay, come. Kate, come, you must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab in there, for look not sour.
There is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What, you mean my face?
Well aimed of such a young one.
Now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find thee passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find that very report a liar, for thou art pleasant, handsome, passing courteous, but slow in speech yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will, nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk, but with mildness entertainst thy wooers with gentle conference, soft and affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? Oh, slanderous world! Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender, and as brown in hue as hazelnut, sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk, dost not halt.
Go, fool, and whom thou keep'st command.
Did ever Diane so become a grove as Kate, this chamber with her princely gate? Oh, be thou Diane, and let her be Kate, and let Kate be chaste and Diane sportful.
Where did you study this goodly speech?
It is extempore, my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Catherine, in thy bed. Therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms your father hath consented that you shall be my wife, your dowry agreed on, and will you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, I am a husband for your turn, whereby this light, whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee well. Thou shalt be married to no man but me, for I am born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. Here comes your father. Never make denial, I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my letters praying on his side because I knew the man was slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In a time such as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and mart your offices for gold to undeservers.
I an itching palm? You know that you are Brutus. That speaks this, or by the gods this speech were else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement.
Remember March. The Ides of March, remember! Did not great Julius plead for justice's sake? What villain touched his body that did stab, and not for justice? What shall one of us, who struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes to sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash that may be grasping thus? I'd rather be a dog and bathe the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier. I, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Go to, you are not Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I will forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no further.
A waste light man.
It's possible.
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way in room to your rash choler? Should I be frighted when a madman stares?
You gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, more. Fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth. Yeah, for my laughter when you are waspish. Has it come to this? You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I should be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me every way you wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Oh, peace, peace. You durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No.
What? Durst not tempt him?
For your life, you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that. I shall be sorry.
You have done what you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed, so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me. for I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I'd rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. And I did send to you for gold to pay the legions which you denied me. Was this done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so, when Marcus Brutus grows so covetous so to lack such rascal counters from his friends? Oh, be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath bribed my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not until you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourself alone on Cassius. For Cassius is aweary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother. Checked like a bondman. All his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger. And here, my naked breast. Within, a heart. Dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger.
Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will. Dishonor shall be humor. Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb who carries anger as the flint bears fire. Much enforced, shows a hasty spark and straight as cold again. Had Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexed him. I said that I was ill-tempered too. Do you confess so much? Give me your hand. And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus. What's the matter?
Have you not love enough to bear with me when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, Cassius. And from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides and leave you so. I did not think you could have been so angry. Cassius, I am sick of many griefs.
Of your philosophy you make no use if you give place to accidental evil.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead. Portia. She is dead.
How killing one I cost you so. Oh, insupportable and touching loss. Upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong. For with her death that tidings came. With this she fell distract, and her attendants absent. Swallowed fire,
And died so.
even so.
Oh, you immortal gods.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. And thou so born, in their nativity, all truth appears. Why should these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh, devilish holy phrase. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put into scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her and loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess. Perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? A crystal is muddy. Oh, thy lips, those kissing cherries. Oh, tempting roe. Pure congealed white. High towers of snow, fanned by the eastern wind, it turns to a crow when thou holdest up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this empress of pure white, the seal of bliss.
Oh, spite. Oh, hell! I see you both are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you both hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. For you love Hermia. As you know, I know. And with all goodwill, with all my heart in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours and Helena to me bequeath, whom I love and do until my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
My son, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guest-wise sojourned, and to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not thy faith, thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. But look to why thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
From the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not fine, mine eye, Lysander found. Mine ear, I think, it brought me to thy sound, but why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay with doth whom pressed to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who gilds the night more than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could this not make thee know the hate I bear thee that made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this love. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chinned the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, God! Of school days, friendship, childhood, innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one cushion, sitting on one sampler, as if our hands on our sides, voices and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but in union, in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies but one heart. Two of the first coast and heraldry do but to one, and crown it with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me nymph. Gods, divine and rare, precious, celestial. Wherefore says he this to her he hates? And wherefore does Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul and tender me forsooth affection? But by your setting on, by your consent. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
My love, my soul, fair Helena.
Excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helena, I love thee. By my life, I do. Which I will swear by that, to prove him false, that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
Then withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander,
Away.
Take on as you would follow. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
what change is this? Why are you growing so rude?
Thy love? Out, tawny tartar, out! Oh, hated potion, oh, loathed medicine, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I'll keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a with bond will do.
What? Shall I strike her?
Shall I hurt her? Shall I kill her dead? Although I hate her, I will not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh, me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair as I was erewhile when night you left me, when night you left me! Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say!
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt, be certain nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, me? You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine, I faith. Have you no mind? No maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness?
What?
Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Why, so that way goes the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between our stature. She hath urged her height, and with her tall personage, with her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I'm not but so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes!
I grant though you are. Let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no right in choice. I am a right made for my cowardice. Let her not hurt me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower? Hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter. I evermore did love you, always kept your counsels, never wronged you, save that in love unto Demetrius. I told him of your stealth under this wood. He followed you for love, I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me to strike me, spurred me, nay, to kill me too. So you will let me quiet go. To Athens will I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why gets you gone? Who is that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What is Lysander?
Demetrius.
Don't worry, Helena. She will not harm you.
No, sir, she shall not. Though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again! Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flood me? Thus let me kind to her!
Get you gone, you dwarf! You bitch of hindering not graphs made, you bead. you acorn.
Vicious. On her behalf that scorned your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt buy it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try who's right, of thine or mine is most.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee. Keep your jowl.
You, mistress. All this coil is none of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stand your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
Was an Emperor Antony. Oh, such another sleep that I might see but such another man. His face was as the heavens, and therein stuck a sun and moon which kept their course and lighted the little. Oh, the earth, his legs bestrid the ocean, his reared arm crested the world. His voice was propertied as all the tuned spheres, and that to friends, but when he meant to quail and shake the orb, he was as rattling thunder. For his bounty there was no winter in't, and autumn 'twas that grew the more by reaping his delights. Were dolphin-like, they showed his back above the element they lived in his livery walked crowns and crownets. Realms and islands were as plates dropped from his pocket. Think you there was or might be such a man as this I dreamed of?
Hark, the land bids me tread no more upon it. It is ashamed to bear me. I am so lated in the world that I have lost my way forever. I have a ship laden with gold. Take that, divide it, fly, and make your peace with Caesar. I have led myself and have instructed cowards to run and show their shoulders. Friends, be gone! I have myself resolved upon a course which has no need of you. Be gone! You shall have letters from me to some friends that will sweep your way for you. Pray you be not sad nor make response of loath this. Take the hint which my despair proclaims. Let that be left which leaves itself to the seaside straightway. Nay, do so, for indeed I have lost command. Therefore I pray you all, see you by and by.
What studied torments tyrant hast for me? What old or newer tortures must I receive, whose every word deserves the taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny, together working with thy jealousies, fancies too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9. Think of what they have done, and then run mad, indeed stark mad, for all thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it. That thou betrayedest Polixenes, 'twas nothing. That did but show thee of a fool, inconstant and damnable ingrateful. Nor as much thou wouldst have poisoned good Camilo's honor to have him kill a king. Poor trespasses, standing by whereof I reckon the casting forth to crows thy baby daughter to be, or none or little, though a devil would have shed water out of fire ere done it. Nor as directly laid to thee the death of the young prince, whose honorable thoughts so high for one so tender cleft the heart that could conceive a gross and foolish sire, and blemished his gracious dam. No, this is not directly laid to thy answer, but the last. Oh Lord, when I have said, cry, woe, the queen, the sweetest, dearest creatures, dead, and vengeance for it not dropped down yet.
Kill Claudio. You kill me to deny it. Farewell, I am gone. Though I am here, there is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go. In faith I will go. You dare easier be friends with me than fight with my enemy? Has Claudio not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man, would bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation uncover slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, that I were a man, I would she is undone. Princes and counties, a princely testimony surely, a goodly count convent, a sweet gallant surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend that would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore, I will die a woman with grieving.
Recording in progress.
All right.
Why, I must die. And if I do not by thy hand, thou art no servant of thy masters. Against self-slaughter there is a prohibition so divine that cravens my weak hand. Come, here's my heart. Something's afoot. Soft, soft, will no defense, obedient as the scabbard. What is here? The scriptures of the loyal Leonatus all turned to heresy? Away, away, corrupters of my faith, you shall no more be stomachers to my heart. Thus may poor fools believe false teachers. Though those that are betrayed do feel the treason sharply, yet the traitor stands in worst case of woe. And thou, Posthumus, that did set up my disobedience gainst the king my father, and makes me put into contempt the suits of princely fellows, shalt hereafter find it is no act of common passage, but a strain of rareness. And I grieve myself to think when thou shalt be disedged by her, that now thou tirest on, how thy memory will then be panged by me. Prithee, dispatch. Thy lamb entreats the butcher. Where's thy knife? Thou art too slow to do thy master's bidding when I desire it too.
What? Was it you that would be England's king? Was you that revelled in our parliament and made a preachment of your high descent? Where are your mess of sons to back you now? The wanton Edward and the lusty George. And where's that valiant crookback prodigy, Dicky, your boy, that with his grumbling voice was wont to cheer his dad in mutinies? Or, with the rest, where is your darling Rutland? Look, York, I stained this napkin with the blood that valiant Clifford with his rapier's point made issue with the bosom of the boy. And if thine eyes can water for his death, I give thee this to dry thy cheeks withal. Alas, poor York, but that I hate thee deadly, I should lament thy miserable state. I prithee, grieve to make me merry. What has thy fiery heart so parched on entrails that not a tear can fall for Rutland's death? Why art thou patient, man? Thou shouldst be mad. And I, to make thee mad, do mock thee thus. Stamp, rave, and fret, so that I may sing and dance. York cannot speak unless he wear a crown. A crown for York.
Our remedies oft in ourselves do lie, which we ascribe to heaven. The fated sky gives us free scope, only doth backward pull out slow designs when we ourselves are dull. What power is it that mounts my love so high, that makes me see, but cannot feed mine eyes? Mighty space and fortune nature brings, the joy and like lights, and kiss like native things. Impossible be strange attempts to those that weigh their pains and sense, and do suppose what hath been cannot be. Whoever strove to show her merits, that did miss her love. The king's deceit, my project may deceive me, but my intents are fixed and will not leave me.
Finds brotherhood in thee no sharper spur? Hath love in thy old blood no living fire? Edward's 7 sons, whereof thyself art one, were as 7 vials of his sacred blood, or 7 fair branches springing from one root. Some of those 7 have been dried by nature's course. Some of those 7 by the destinies cut. But Thomas, my dear Lord, my life, my Gloucester, 1 full vial of Edward's sacred blood, 1 flourishing branch of his most royal root is cracked, and all the precious liquor spilt is hacked down, and his summer leaves all faded by envy's hand and by murder's bloody axe. Oh God, that blood was thine, that bed, that metal, that self-mold that fashioned thee, made him a man, and though thou livest and breathest, yet art thou slain in him. Thou dost consent in some large measure to thy father's death, in which thou seest thy wretched brother die, who was the model of thy father's life. Call it not patience, Comte. It is despair.